we want to model this system. Now we're going to focus on the behavior model. Now remember, what is a model? It's just, it captures some important aspects of the system. And when we talked about the activity diagram, it gives you a view over the activities and their sequence and whether there is branching or parallelism, right? So if I was to create an activity diagram, now let me know. First, I'm going to start with the initial node here. This is the beginning. How can I describe the behavior of that system here? Now, what can I do? Yes. So there's an action?
An action count as like get months left, or would that count as like a decision?
The decision is one of the activities that is possible. Now, what are we trying to describe here? We're trying to describe the system that we just read in a graphical way. So what we're trying to want to describe this, turn this from words into a diagram. Okay, so if we are, okay, what should I type here? What is the activity? Action, what is the action? Receive? You want a decision, okay. Okay, so what are we deciding here? Receive. Receive 1 month package. That's a question. And okay, so you're describing some of the steps in the middle there, right? So let me just ask more specific question. We want to describe the membership process if someone wants to be a member. Okay, so we want to describe that the system is created for people who want to be used to process membership. So let's start with the someone wants to be a member to begin with, not existing member. Yes.
I would ask whether already have an existing member. That would be the first step. And then you go down like path of like figuring out like they already exist or getting all the basic information.
So how do you ask them? So he's skipping one step. Now you see, when you want to translate this into a diagram, so if someone didn't read this and look into the diagram, they understand it by itself. Okay, yes. Yeah, reach out, or like what was described here is that they call by phone, right? So when people join OFMC, the telephone operator reports the name, blah, 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 right? So if I want to describe the joining of the member, what is the first action? Now see how it is that you have something in mind that you assume that everybody knows, right? But it is not necessarily the case. So now we need to receive, so someone calls first, and we need to specify that we received a request phone call, right? Now, both of you skip this step because it seems very obvious. Now, it's not necessarily obvious that we call by phone, right? the request might come by email, request might come in other ways. We need to specify that it is coming by phone. Okay. And then we can ask what? So what is the next step? So they call, and then what happens? So what is the next activity or the next action? Now we record information, right? So this record, regardless whether they are like which membership they want, we will need to record the information. Like name, email. Now the details of the information that need to be recorded need to be modeled, right? Because that will, if you're creating a system, you're gonna create a form with these entries to be entered, right? I'm just gonna leave it there for brevity, yes.
If they were already in the, yes, they would hold their information.
Yeah, okay, so there is a decision that needs to be made here, right? To ask whether they are members or not. Is that what you wanted to say? Yeah, okay. So already a member. So there's a decision here based on already a member or not. Okay. So let me connect this. So the arrow on the diagram here indicates sequence. So that would be one of the branches here, and that's new member if they are new member. Okay. Now you can add an activity here to say ask for a new whether they are a new member, but the decision might include that question in it. Okay. Okay. So if they are new members, we record information and then what happens? Then what goes next in the activity diagram? Yes.
Yes, when that's membership we want.
Yes. Okay, so we record the general information. Now this there's some important detail that we need to separate because a lot of things depend on it. So ask which membership okay, and then what happens? So that comes next. And oh, I'm sorry. It's okay. I thought someone was gonna shout out. Sorry. Go ahead. Yeah, so there is another detail here that needs to be added. Yes.
Wouldn't it be as a join note? You join from a new member. Someone's calling, they wanna add something, no?
Oh, okay. So they may be okay. Right now they said, yeah, that's right. It is possible to have multiple memberships. So this is not part of the branch. This is a common step that could be after the two branches join, right? All right, so let's do that. Okay, so let's have a merge node to join them here. So this will come here.
What's the difference between join?
Well, if you look at different tools and different systems, different books, they will have different names. Here they call it merge nodes. You can call it join node. Like the general meaning is that the things are joining. Okay. So here they refer to the join node only for the parallel. Okay. and the merge node for the branching. But if you're using a different tool, they may call it something else. But you know the general meaning, right? So those two are merging. So regardless whether a new member or not, we are joining them here. And then we need to know what membership, and then we need to particularly know whether the membership is for game. Computer game membership. Okay, I can put it in the line. Okay, so if it was a computer game membership, there's something that needs to be done. Which is what? Yes.
What is game
Because there was, so if all the other activities are shared except for computer games, it has a special consideration in which you need to decide the type of the game and the age level, right?
Yes, but they all have a different rights, so we usually need to have some sort of way to tell what
Yeah, so each of them would have a price, right? So the value of the price would be different, but the fact that all of them has a price is common, right?
Yeah.
So that's not the distinguishing factor. So each of them has a price. The price itself, the value of the price is different. But generally, the fact that all of them has a price is a common feature. Okay? Yes.
Extension to that, so you know how currently the game, like you have the predictive model, right? So for organization would wants to, I guess, make video games how it's going to actually custom genre or an expansion, for example. Like you make every genre, you make every like subscription can cover that.
So if it is necessary for every type of the subscription to have a branch, if there is a special activity, you can create a branch for it. If there is no special activity, then there is no point. Now let's take the price example. Now you need to ask for the price for every activity, regardless whether it is, you need to set the price for every activity, right? Now you can have a branch for, let's say, coffee, and a branch for, I don't know what else they have, cigars, and a branch for flowers. All these branches would have an activity that says set price, right? So what is the point of having set price here, set price here, and set price there? Isn't it the same activity? It may have some different various system activity, so it doesn't need to be part of the branches. You don't need 3 copies of the same activities, right?